I was watching a very interesting video yesterday about why China cannot invade the country of Taiwan. China, the CCP or the CPC or whatever you want to call it, have been saying that they are going to reunify the island, or they say the island or the province of Taiwan back to the mainland. Obviously, the Taiwanese people don't want this. They're happy with the status quo. Some people do want independence. But this video was really interesting on the military aspect, that the Chinese would like to actually put over 400,000 troops. 400,000. The D-Day landings in Normandy was 123,000, and that was a logistical nightmare. And the thing is, the beaches in Taiwan are not the best beaches in the world. They're rugged, so all their supplies would have difficulty getting over to the island to feed the army. And all the military hardware, like the tanks, wouldn't be able to get over the rugged terrain. It is, in a lot of the part, pretty rugged. There are some beaches, and that's where you would say they would go and enter. But the Taiwanese would know this, and they would be heavily fortified, making the loss of life on the Chinese side incredibly high if they did, because they have limited places to react to the beach. How the Chinese Communist Party or the Communist Party of China would react is they would be humiliated, because if Taiwan did beat them and fend off the attack, this is a broken promise by the CCP to the Chinese party. If you speak to a Chinese person in China, they would say most of the time that Taiwan is a province of China. And this is the deliberate brainwashing from the Chinese Communist Party. So that's one thing that they wouldn't be able to do, is to land their 400,000 troops on Taiwan. They have limited choices of some beaches, but they are heavily fortified. And they do have the backing of America, who does have obviously a lot of experience in military warfare. China may have a huge military and have been spending billions and billions of dollars related to this, don't have any experience apart from 1979, where they tried to get into Vietnam and failed miserably. And that's the only kind of practical experience they have. So for them to do this very complex military operation in or around the country of Taiwan would be very difficult. You would see on TV quite often they would do some Navy exercises around, they would call the province of Taiwan, the country of Taiwan. And that is meant to scare the American Navy, the American military, to fend off any supplies which would come from the west coast of America to Taipei. America does control the Pacific Ocean. China would love to, but they don't. They may have more ships, but they don't have the know-how how to do it, according to military experts related to this. The Chinese would possibly use lots of drones, lots of rockets to destroy the infrastructure, but they don't want to destroy the infrastructure because they need the infrastructure, because Taiwan is the biggest for semiconductors. You're going to bomb some of these buildings, you're going to lose some of the technology, obviously, with it. So they would, I would say, if anything would going to happen, it would be a very peaceful reunification, but the Taiwanese people don't want it. Taiwan thinks of Taiwan as their own country, and rightly so. It is a country. It is the Republic of China. It is not the People's Republic of China. China, the Communist Party of China, have never controlled and never dictated the rules and regulations of Taiwan. So how can it be reunified? It can be reunified if it was two Chinas together without the Communist Party, if that makes sense, and it would be back to the Republic of China. So this is why you hear a lot of stories about the invasion of Taipei and or Taiwan, and how it would get about, but I don't think it would actually happen, because it's going to be a great loss of life for the Chinese army, the PLA. I don't think they would be very successful, because they need 400,000 people, soldiers, to get in there, but they don't have the beaches, and they don't have all their military hardware to land, and they don't have enough vessels to actually bring the troops over from China, 123 miles or kilometers, I think it is, to there. They would have to use civilian ferries to get across the Straits of Taiwan. Like, in some cases, they don't have the military navy ships to carry their troops. They do have the big aircraft carriers. Yeah. They do have the warships. Yeah. They spend more money, I think, on their navy, more than America nowadays. And here's the thing that people say: oh, America spends lots of money on their military, but not on their people. Well, China is doing more, and still not spending money on their people as well. So it's a non-win situation there. But I think because of the landings, and I think the Chinese would use more of the rockets, planes, from ships and from mainland to start. And then, of course, you need boots on the ground to actually conquer the country, and that's limited. But they don't want to destroy the cities, because they need the infrastructure, because they want to take the money, basically, or the industry from the Taiwan government's hands and put it into the Chinese government's hands, making them a lot more money. It's very complicated, but it's quite fascinating to see the things related to how China would have great difficulty with this small island. And why can't people be friends? Things which happened between the two parties happened years ago, and it should not be like this at all. And it's sort of like a war of words which has been happening for years and years, which is sort of like frustrating. I'm going to leave it there today. All it is with this video, that it's some food for thought related to this situation. And do go and check out some of the YouTube channels that have the response to what would happen via military experts if China decided to invade the country of Taiwan. My name is James. Thank you very much for your time. Bye-bye for now.